keeping an eye on it. Mr. Lee.
Thanks a lot. I actually have some questions on Burundi, but I want to ask you this first. As I think that you know, there was a press conference held this morning across the street at the Ford Foundation about, largely about the Central African Republic rapes. And Gratian Michel, longtime expert in the field, said that things that UN peacekeeping's response to these events is becoming worse than it was in the past. And there was a call for a commission of inquiry with subpoena powers, including specifically with regard to Mr. Ladsous and his emails, was made. And I wanted to know, what does the Secretariat think of that? The reason I'm asking is that one of the questions made clear that Mr. Tony Banbury of DFS actually briefed some reporters before this event. And I wanted to know, I guess I wanted to ask you about it. Since questions have been asked here repeatedly over the last week about this, what is, and you've said you'll seek answers from peacekeeping operations. Do you seek them, or are the answers given selectively to some journalists? How did that happen?
I seek answers, and I share them, I think, in a very public way in this briefing room, which is open to all journalists, which is webcast to all those who want to have any interest.
What's the relationship between your office and briefing? It wasn't a background briefing since he was named, by DPKO basically trying to spin select journalists. What's your response to that?
I think journalists have access to who they need to have access to, and we encourage that kind of access.
Is there a transcript of what Mr. Banbury said?
To go back to what you were saying, obviously we're aware that there was this code, this press briefing today. We welcome, obviously, any efforts to help us combat sexual abuse. DPKO and other parts of the House have been engaged with AIDS-Free World, and we will continue to engage with them. I think this is a fight that where everyone is on the same side. We're trying to get to the complete and total elimination of sexual abuse by any UN personnel. I think our track record, if you look back over the last decade or so, has greatly improved in terms of a lowering number of cases, in terms of increased transparency of reporting of cases, and I think this is one of these issues where we could always do better, and we always strive to do better.
So you're saying that, I mean, I won't go back to what Gretchen Michel said. There was a statement there that that DPKO needs to be much more transparent, i.e., release the nationality of cases, the disposition of cases.
I think DPKO, I think, has, and the UN as a whole, has increased its transparency. But I think the fight against sexual abuse by peacekeepers, by UN peacekeepers, is a fight that member states also need to be fully engaged in. And we work with them, and we work with NGOs.
And what's the status of the Commission of Inquiry? Just one thing. Commission of Inquiry, what is the status of either the Secretariat setting one up or the UN? Are you opposed to one that would actually have subpoena powers?
Well, I don't know what subpoena powers means in the UN context. What I've said repeatedly here on the specific case against the French soldiers in the CAR is that there's a criminal investigation going on in France, which we are fully cooperating with, and we very much hope that those who committed these heinous crimes are brought to justice. And at some point, there may be need to take a look how the whole issue was handled in-house.